Okay, so I really wanted to do this video in this corner, and then I realized that I have like enough stuff that it's like hard to, you can see all the things if I like come down here and there's all my stuff. Hey look, I have a ukulele. There's like a lot of things in the way of like getting this set up right. And then also this lighting stinks and I can't really fix it because we have a window and we have overhead lights, but I don't have another light to make this look better. I just moved. Give me a little grace. I wanted to come on and do another video kind of making fun of myself. So the last one I did was really fun and it was making fun of the fact that I buy jackets and then I need to stop. But this one today is also making fun of me and also just explaining something. So in my life, no matter where I am, if I am at church, if I am at work at Chick-fil-A, if I am just having normal conversations with normal people on a normal day, this topic always comes up and I always get made fun of about it. And I've learned to laugh. It's still funny to me, but like kind of annoying, but also I'm kind of proud of it. So it's this weird mix of things. I am uncultured, very uncultured. So backstory as to why that's the case. I grew up homeschooled as a Christian kid going to church 4 times a week. Also, I grew up with 3 older sisters. We were all kind of uncultured together. Not like weird uncultured, like the conversations I have with a camera are very similar to the conversations I have with other people. Let's put it that way. But I missed out on like some of the classic cultural stuff that other people experienced in their everyday life. And I didn't realize this until I worked at Chick-fil-A and talked with people, and then they kept on mentioning movies. And I was like, I've never seen that. And they're like, what? How have you never seen that? So I made a list, this entire thing, like 2 columns of movies. These are movies I have not seen. Top one is Harry Potter. I've seen none of the movies. I've read none of the books. Was that because I grew up as a homeschool Christian kid? I mean, yes, but at this point I'm 23, so I could do that if I wanted to. I just have chosen not to. Also, it's kind of funny just to say that and have people be like, oh my goodness, you haven't seen it. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I have a normal life and I haven't seen Harry Potter. It's not necessary for a functional adult. I've not seen any Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, anything, more because the topic just doesn't interest me. I'm sorry, I don't really want to watch a movie about dinosaurs. Some of these came from like a top 10 list, and so I maybe haven't had conversations about all of these movies with people, but I came across the movie and was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that. So that one of those is Gladiator. I do know the whole, oh, you're not entertained. Like I know that line, everybody knows that line, but I have never seen the movie. I've never done anything else with that movie. I know nothing about it. I have seen no Avengers movies. I have seen the first Captain America, but none others. I've seen that one and it was really good. But once again, like I grew up with sisters and I grew up watching musicals and Barbie movies. I just don't feel like watching a superhero movie, honestly. And so because of that, like I've not seen really the Avengers except for the first Captain America. I've seen nothing related to Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man. Another little tidbit that I forgot to mention in the beginning is also we never had a streaming service or cable. We watched movies, we had like movies or we got them from the library. We still have a stash of VHSs, guys, and I'm honestly kind of proud of it and I love it. I've never seen Grease. I think I know a song from Grease. Also technically never seen Footloose, but like the song I know really well and the dance to the song I can do by heart. The Office, that's more recent, but I've never seen the show The Office because once again, we never really had streaming service until I got like student discount Prime like 4 years ago. It didn't interest me, I guess. It didn't draw me. Star Wars, I've not seen, once again, same with the Avengers. I've seen one of the Star Wars and none of the rest. So I have seen okay, so like number 4, but the first one they ever made. I don't even remember what it's called because there's too many and I get them all confused. And I also have seen none of the others, so I don't know what they are about. I've only seen the first one that they made. And that was only under duress because my friends were like, oh my goodness, you have to come see this. And so I went over to their house and we watched the movie and I was honestly not impressed. One of my friends is like diehard Braveheart fan. Never seen Braveheart. There's a line, oh, the whole like freedom thing that he does, but I don't know anything other than that. Never seen Rocky, another one that I feel like a lot of other people know. I don't. Never seen Forrest Gump. I've heard it's good. I have never seen West Side Story. That's actually a little more down the line of movies that I would watch. We just never owned it, once again, and we never had services, so we'd go watch it or would pay for it or rent it or anything. The whole story of Romeo and Juliet is honestly strange to me anyway. Like, they die at the end. Do I really want to watch a movie where they die at the end? I don't know if they die in West Side. Do they die in West Side Story? Regardless, the whole Romeo and Juliet thing is depressing, and I don't like watching depressing movies, so I'm kind of like, no, I'm out. Too much drama for me. Titanic. I've never seen Titanic. I do know the whole like classic scene with whatever the song is that they're singing and she's like standing and he's behind her and her like shawl thing is like flowing in the wind and all this. But once again, depressing. Who wants to watch a movie where you're like, they're gonna sink and die. Not really a draw for me. Indiana Jones is actually the same as Star Wars and Avengers. I've seen one of them. I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, but none of the rest. And honestly, I haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark since I was like 7, and there was something about the scene at the end. Now I'm sure watching it now, like the CGI is hilariously funny and awful, but the whole like thing at the end where they open the ark and the people's faces are like melting, I don't know, it creeped me out as like a 7-year-old. Oh, I forgot this one though. I've never seen Toy Story, like the original Toy Story. I've seen Toy Stories 2 and 3, not 4 and not 1, because as a kid, my parents didn't want me to watch 1 because they thought it was gonna be scary because of the mean kid. Sid, is that his name? And my parents thought I was gonna be traumatized by it, which I mean, fair enough. If Indiana Jones freaked me out, that might freak me out. But also just because of that, and we never owned it, I never watched it. There's a rough list of movies I have not seen, and the fact that I am a sheltered, uncultured adult and yet fully functioning, and I have a job and I have friends. So apparently these movies are not indicators of whether or not you're gonna have a successful life. So there you go, my list of unculturedness. Honestly, am I proud of it? A little bit. And I'm just gonna continue living and thriving in my uncultured world, and I will see you all next time. Bye. The long version of Pride and Prejudice. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. It's so good. I saw the short version this year for the first time. Didn't love it. The settings felt weird and the costumes were completely inaccurate to the time period. And the whole like Mr. Darcy coming across the field at sunrise with just his white shirt, and you're like, this is not appropriate. Also, why would he be coming across the fields at dawn? And why would she be out at dawn? Why is this happening? This is not culturally appropriate. I'm a little too much of a stickler to love the short version, but the long version is worth the 5 hours. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing, and I can quote most of it.